Get over here!
He likes bugdis.
And apparently a lot of bookties.
Yeah.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 56 of Let's Play Hollow Knight. I'm the Green Scorpion.
I'm Ped.
And for today, the episode's gonna focus around this guy. Our
That
dear...
little guy, the little beetle.
Well, her kind of. As well as our dear friend ZOTE.
Oh god, I hate that.
Great Prince, your words, are they repeating?
Oh. That's funny.
Yeah, so before, Bretta's words were like, Great Prince, so troubled, so something. It was more profound.
Look at her
but,
face, she's just like kind of
yeah, like suddenly she's realizing, what the heck is going on with this guy? But yeah, no, something that ZOTE said previously was about the 50 precepts of ZOTE.
Oh god.
57 precepts of ZOTE, I think. We're gonna go ahead and listen to them. Some people have requested this. They basically said, okay, we should actually, you know, take the time to listen to them because some of these things apparently are worth listening to. So here goes. Precept 1, I think, is never lose a battle.
Okay.
So there's that. Precept 2, never let them laugh at you. Fools laugh at everything, even at their superiors. But beware, laughter isn't harmless. Laughter spreads like a disease, and soon everyone is laughing at you. You need to strike at the source of this this perverse merriment quickly to stop it from spreading. So basically, don't let people laugh at you, and don't let it get to you, I guess?
Maybe. Or just shoot him.
Precept number 3, always be rested. Fighting and adventuring take their toll on your body. When you rest, your body strengthens and repairs itself. The longer you rest, the stronger you become.
I like that, actually. It's good to be rested.
Sorry. That kind of gravels my voice.
Precept 4, forget your past. The past is painful, and thinking about your past can only bring you misery. Think about something else instead, such as the future, or some food.
Food.
I like that, actually. Like, I think it's important to think about your past, but don't dwell on it.
Okay, whatever you say, man.
Precept 5, strength beats strength. Is your opponent strong? No matter, simply overcome their strength with even more strength.
And I can't do this voice that long, it hurts.
And they'll soon be defeated.
You don't have to go, like, too crazy with it. Not sure if I'm a fan of that one.
Precept 6, choose your own fate. Our elders teach that our fate is chosen for us before we are even born. I disagree.
I like that one!
I mean, my thing would be rule number 6, fate doesn't exist. But, you know.
Like, I think fate exists, quote-unquote, but it's more like you choose your own fate.
But that's not really, like, the idea of faith, though, is something that is
Well-
unchangeable. Or fate is something that's unchangeable.
That's true.
So I just feel like that's a contradiction in a sense.
I suppose, yeah, you're right. I guess it depends on perspective, maybe.
It does.
Precept 7, mourn not the dead. When we die, do things get better or for us or worse? There's no way to tell, so we shouldn't bother mourning. Or celebrating, for that matter.
Be indifferent.
Respect the dead, guys. Don't mock the dead, at the very least. Hi, PETA.
Precept 8, travel alone.
Oh, speaking. So, sorry to cut you out of here, but we started talking about in our Pokemon Let's Go.
Yeah.
We're playing Black when we're playing against Team Plasma.
Yeah.
We realized that Team Plasma is basically PETA, so we've just been calling them Team PETA from now
Oh
on.
my god. Okay, no, seriously though, PETA's
No, because
PETA's
they
been on
are.
their freaking high horse lately.
They are. They're like, oh look, we're better for animals, except like no one should be able to have an animal. Oh, except we're allowed to have animals. Nope. We're gonna fight for the good of Pokemon by making them smash their faces into your Pokemon.
Oh god. Yeah, no, like I hate PETA. It's so bad.
Precept, whatever this was, travel alone. You can rely on nobody, and nobody will always be loyal. Therefore, nobody should be your constant companion.
You need friends, though. Especially you, man. You really need them.
Precept 9, keep your home tidy. Your home is where you keep your most prized possession, you. Therefore, you should make an effort to keep it nice and clean.
I like that one, actually, which is something I really need to follow. My room's a mess.
No, it's fine.
My room's not crazy okay.
Your room's like me. Your room's like when I say something's messy. It's not actually messy.
Yeah. Dude, my mom is such a stickler for cleanliness.
My parents are even more.
Oh, I'm well aware. No, you and I have
My
parents.
My parents are cooking rice. You drop a grain of rice on the ground, you gotta pick it up right away.
Yeah, no, my mom is a stickler for cleanliness. It's kind of frightening.
It doesn't kill me. It doesn't kill you, and it's not unsanitary. It's fine. It can wait.
Was it my turn or yours?
Yes.
No, yeah, it's my turn. Precept 10. Keep your weapon sharp. And I make sure that my weapon, Life Ender, is kept well sharpened at all times. This makes it much easier to cut things. I mean, yeah, you should maintain your equipment. It's always good. Beretta looks so bored.
Yeah.
Precept 11. Mothers will always betray you. This precept explains itself.
Okay, Zote. Did you have beef with your mom?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure he didn't like his parents.
Like, I have beef with my mom sometimes, but I still respect your mothers, guys. Unless they're dicks, but you know.
I don't respect them. Fuck them.
Yeah, no, I know people who have had some pretty crappy mothers. But if your mom loves you and wants the best for you, respect them. They may be a pain sometimes, but respect them. Precept 12. Keep your cloak dry. If your cloak gets wet, dry it as soon as you can. Wearing wet cloaks is unpleasant and can lead to illness.
Unpleasant.
That's true. It can be, anyway.
Precept 13. Never be afraid. Fear can only hold you back. Facing your fears can be a tremendous effort. Therefore, you should not be afraid in the first place.
Well, I mean, it's not really being afraid. It's just don't be a pansy.
I guess.
Yeah,
like, the thing is,
dude.
the thing is, bravery is not the absence of fear. It's the overcoming of fear.
If you're not afraid of so there's I forget who it was. It was like one of the Olympic gold medalists who was saying that basically like when he goes and he looks down like off like the side of a mountain, or if he's doing like a crazy line or something, that he says like he said basically like, yeah, like people ask me like, am I afraid? Of course I'm afraid. He said basically that if you don't have fear when you're in that kind of situation, there's something wrong with you.
That's a good way to look at it. Yeah, no, that we talk about that a lot with snowboarding. It's like, yeah, like you're gonna be afraid at the top of the mountain, but like the trick, or like rather the main thing about it is kind of like pushing through that.
Yeah.
Precept 14. Respect your superiors. If someone is your superior in strength or intellect or both, you need to show them your respect. Don't ignore them or laugh at them.
Well, you violate that one all the time.
I mean, the thing is, like, I suppose he kind of gets by that precept by thinking that he has no superiors.
Yeah, but, you know.
I remember there was this one, like, line by Kung Jin in Mortal Kombat where he's like Sub-Zero tells him he should respect his superiors, and he's like, I'll be sure to do that when I meet them. That's arrogance.
Yeah.
Precept 15. One foe, one blow. You should only use a single foot. Well, that's bullshit. Yeah. You should only use a single blow to defeat an enemy. Any more is a waste. Also, by counting your blows as you fight, you'll know how many foes you defeated.
You can just count the bodies.
I mean, well, what if it... Nah, I guess a sword would leave a body. It should. Precept 16. Don't hesitate. Once you've made a decision, carry it out and don't look back. You'll achieve much more this way. Yeah, I can agree with that.
Precept 17. Believe in your strength. Others may doubt you, but there's someone you can always trust. Yourself. Make sure to believe in your strength, and you will never falter.
I like that one, but there are times when you can't trust even yourself.
Yeah.
Precept 18. Seek truth in the darkness. This precept also explains itself. How?
I don't know. Because he's applying it to himself and he just assumes everyone knows about his story.
Point taken. Goodness gracious, like,
It's like the idea. So there's an interesting experiment. It might be a little bit of a roundabout way to get to it, but
yeah.
Basically, I forget what it's called, but the idea is like you have Wow, I already can't figure out exactly. I know what I can't figure out exactly the stipulations of it. It's like putting. So you put. You have like a girl who like. Never mind. I can't think of how it went. It's something with the idea of like when you're a child and you see. So like you see someone get something, right?
Yeah.
So there's Jimmy and Cindy, right?
Yeah.
Jimmy gets some candy, right?
Uh-huh.
Jimmy walks out. Cindy's mom comes in and takes the candy and puts it somewhere else. And then you ask Cindy, where should Jimmy go? Like where would Jimmy go next to look for the candy? And like the kid will just immediately go, oh, where the mom put it. Like not being able to associate themselves, because the fact that that person wasn't there, like the idea of your perspective on something and someone else's perspective on something being different. They aren't able to like until you like hit like 3, you're not able to do that.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Not sure how this applies to this curmudgeon.
Well, I mean, it's sort of like the idea of it. Oh, it explains itself because like
Oh,
everyone will
yeah.
have my view on it. Everyone
Yeah,
will know it
okay.
'cause I know it.
That does make sense.
Precept 19. If you try, succeed. You're going to attempt something, make sure you achieve it. If you do not succeed, then you have actually failed. Avoid this at all costs.
Okay, so
I can
failure
get that one.
is always an option, though.
I would say it's not something you want.
It's not something anyone wants. No
It's
one
not an
like here's the thing.
option.
No one
It's-
wants to fail. The challenge therein is seeing that failure as an opportunity to learn.
Failure is not an option, though.
In
You don't-
science, I think it is.
You don't choose to fail. You fail not out of your own choice. It's not that, oh, you failed. Oh, look at you. You're terrible. It's just that, no, it's not an option. You should, everything you do and strive to do, you should strive to
Oh
achieve.
yeah, strive to succeed, but like that's what I mean by like that's the point of experimentation. Like you experiment on something, some things won't go the way you want them to. So what can you do to achieve that success, I guess you could say.
I'm confused.
Okay, moving on. Precept 20. Speak only the truth. When speaking to someone, it is courteous and also efficient to speak truthfully. Beware, though, that speaking truthfully may make you enemies. This is something you'll have to bear.
Yeah, it's kind of
I
something
can agree with
normally
that
do,
one.
Yeah.
Precept 21. Be aware of your surroundings. Don't just walk along staring at the ground. You need to look up every so often.
To make sure nothing takes you by surprise. Don't stare around looking at the ground. Only do that most of the time.
Precept 22. Abandon the nest. As soon as I could, I left my birthplace and made my way out into the world. Do not linger in the nest. There is nothing for you there. There's a time when everyone must leave the nest, but I don't think it's as pretentious as that.
Precept 23.
Identify the foe. Oh man, my accent is going all over the place now. Identify the foe's weak. I can't do it now. Identify the foe's weak point.
Every foe you encounter has a weak point, such as a crack in their shell or being asleep. You must constantly be alert and scrutinizing your enemy to detect their weakness.
I swear, you're starting to sound like Zarbon.
I don't know who that is.
DBZ abridged.
Okay.
Precept 24. Strike the foes weak.
So don't
Once you have identified the foe's weak point, as per the previous precept, strike it. This will instantly destroy them.
flip it over and hit it at its weak point for massive damage. What game was that?
It's always the eye.
Precept 25. Protect your own weak point. Be aware that your foe will try to identify your weak point, so you must protect it. The best protection? Don't have a weak point.
Never having a weak
That's
point.
it.
Never.
That's it. Problem solved.
See, the thing is, like, we always have a weak point.
No, you don't. Just because you are inferior to me.
Well, excuse me, I have nerds.
Are you sure about that?
Precept 26. Don't trust your reflection. When peering at certain shining surfaces, you may see a copy of your own face. The face will mimic your movements and seem similar to your own, but I don't think it can be trusted. What?
Oh man. It's gonna start getting into the weird shit now.
It really is, isn't it?
27. Eat as much as you can. When having a meal, eat as much as you possibly can. This gives you extra energy, meaning you can eat less frequently.
That's actually really bad for you.
Well, I mean, it's kind of true when you look at us from a survivalist standpoint.
From a survivalist standpoint, yes, I can understand that, but it's actually like a lot healthier to eat like 5 or 6 small meals a day instead of like 3 full ones.
Yeah, but like in like this kind of environment when you don't know when your next meal is going to be, it's better just if you have the opportunity to eat as much as you can.
That is okay.
That's why humans get fat, because like we still have that ingrained in our mind from like hunter-gatherer times. Like, oh, cool, there's this food. That's why, like, when we get more body fat, it doesn't curb our appetite. Because
Wow.
Think about it. Because if it curbed our appetite, like, it would make sense in today's standpoint. It's like, oh, I have too much energy, I can live off that for a little while and don't have to eat as much. But back then, it's like you never know when you might go without food for a long time.
That is true. Back then, those were like primeval times. Okay, that actually makes sense. Okay, you got me on that one. Precept 28. Don't peer into the darkness. If you peer into the darkness and can't see anything for too long, your mind will start to linger over old memories. Memories are to be avoided, as per Precept 4. Kind of reminds me of Amnesia.
The Dark Descent.
Yes,
That was a good one.
that's a good game.
Yeah.
Precept 29. Develop your sense of direction. It is easy to get lost when traveling through winding, twisting caverns. Having a good sense of direction is like having a magical map inside of your head. Very useful.
Says the guy who got lost in the deep nest.
Well, he didn't get lost. He just got misdirected.
Precept 30. Never accept a promise. Spurn the...
He used his alternative map.
It was upside down. Spurn the promises of others, as they are always broken. Promises of love or betrothal are to be avoided especially. That's a little mean, Zote.
Ah, man.
No wonder this girl is starting to lose interest in you.
Disease lives inside of dirt.
What?
What? Disease lives inside of dirt.
Lives, yeah.
I was gonna say.
You'll get sick if you spend too much time in filthy places. If you are staying in someone else's home, demand the highest level of cleanliness from your host.
I can understand that to a certain degree. Like if you go into a friend's house and they live in a pigsty, you're not gonna be too comfortable there.
Yes, you must order them to clean immediately.
Clean
this floor, Oscar.
I do need to give it a good mop, not gonna lie. Precept 32. Names have power. Names have power, and so to name something is to grant it power. I myself named my nail Lifeender. Do not steal the name. I came up with it.
My own original name, do not steal.
See, that reminds me of freaking Owain from Awakening.
I'm gonna name our nail Sonichu.
No. You know what? I still remember you told me that I should name my computer when we like built it.
I don't know, I just do that for electronics. I know a couple other people who do that.
I know that too. Like I did name it. I named her Florina.
Her. I don't get that much, it's an it to me.
I don't know, it's just like Florina's a girl's name, so okay, moving on.
My turn, yeah?
Yeah.
Precept 33. Show the enemy no respect. Being gallant to your enemies is no virtue. If someone opposes you, they don't deserve respect or kindness or mercy.
I can't agree with that one. If your opponent respects you, you respect your opponent. But then again, I was into boxing, so. Precept 34. Don't eat immediately before sleeping. This can cause restlessness and indigestion. It's just common sense. That is true.
I actually don't think that's. I don't know. I've never had that issue.
No, I know. Like some people, I think can bear it more than others, but I know plenty of instances where someone's eaten before bed and they just can't fall asleep.
Really, usually food makes me go to sleep.
I'm one of those weird ones that like, you know how everyone like has a cup of coffee in the morning, like to get themselves energized, like, oh, I need my coffee, oh, I need my coffee. I eat food.
Do you know why people are like, I need my coffee, I need my coffee? It's called a caffeine addiction.
Yeah.
You're literally addicted, and if you don't get it, if you have you go start going through withdrawal.
Yeah, like I'm one of those guys who like if I'm feeling tired, I go for like a bowl of cereal or something. Or like I get food into my system. That's what wakes me up.
I just wake up. I just am like, okay, I'm getting up now, and then once I start moving, I'm awake.
Precept 35. Up is down and down is up. I mean, up is up and down is down.
If you fall over in the darkness, it can be easier to lose your bearing and forget which way is. Oh, this one's really dumb. Keep this precept in your mind.
I mean, he's not wrong,
I
necessarily.
mean, except when down is down and left is right, and
Precept 36. Eggshells are brittle. Once again, this precept explains itself. On what ground?
I feel like they just didn't want to write something, and they're like, we're getting tired of doing this.
Ironically enough, like, listening to these is actually making me like this guy more.
Precept 37, borrow but do not lend. If you lend and are repaid, you gain nothing, but if you borrow and do not repay, you gain everything.
That's stealing, Zote!
No, it's just
That's
borrowing.
being a thief!
It's borrowing without returning. You got permission, right?
You're expected to return something. Seriously, that's just mean-spirited.
Return something they didn't ask for.
Precept 38. Beware the mysterious force. I watch Star Wars. A mysterious force bears down on us from above, pushing us downwards. If you spend too long in the air, the force will crush you against the ground and destroy you. Beware. So you're talking about gravity!
Except technically gravity's not a force.
Care to explain?
Gravity is the curvature of time.
What?
I'm not smart enough to actually explain it, but I know that's what it is. It's theory of relativity and
Right.
that.
Let's not get into that.
Precept 39. Eat quickly and drink slowly. Your body is a delicate thing and you must fuel it with great deliberation. Food must go in as fast as possible, but fluids at a slower rate.
What's the logic behind that?
No explanation why.
What's the logic behind that? Precept 40. Obey no law but your own. Laws are written by others may inconvenience you or be a burden. Let your own desires be the only law. Zote?
Uh-oh.
This guy's got issues.
Yeah, what? You just realizing this now?
No, it's always been a thing.
Precept 41. Learn to detect lies. When others speak, they usually lie. Scrutinize and question them relentlessly until they reveal their deceit.
Hi, bad cop.
I'm pretty good at doing that.
You are, actually.
I can almost always tell when someone's lying.
Precept 42. Spend Geo when you have it. Some will cling on to their Geo, even taking it into the dirt with them when they die. It is better to spend it when you can, so you can enjoy various things in life.
That's a problem I actually have, is not doing that.
Really? Oh, yeah, that's right. See, I'm kind of the opposite in a way. Like, I save my money, but at the same time, I can't help but, like, you know, indulge. I'll admit.
I like avoid.
There has to be a balance. It's important to save, but it's also important to not, like, money grub, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Precept 43. Never forgive. If someone asks forgiveness of you, for instance, a brother of yours, always deny it. That brother, or whoever it is, doesn't deserve a thing.
Ah, that's mean, Zote. I always I'm always with the kind of guy who says like forgiveness is a virtue, but don't forget. You know what I mean? Like I'm always the kind of guy who's like learn from the past. Precept 44. You cannot breathe water.
Okay.
Really? You cannot breathe water. Water is refreshing, but if you try to breathe it, you are in for a nasty shock. That's common sense.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Precept 45. One thing is not another. This one should be obvious, but I've had others try to argue, sorry.
It's okay.
That one thing, which is clearly what it is, and not something else, is actually some other thing which it isn't. Stay on your guard! I don't even know what that
I mean, I guess that's kind of like schizophrenia?
Perhaps?
Like, I don't know, like, it's one of those things where it's like, it kind of reminds me of like, no, like, it's just a rock, dude. No, it's a precious diamond, or I don't know. It's weird. You're way too good at that. Precept 46. The world is smaller than you think. When young, you tend to think that the world is vast, huge, and gigantic. It's only natural. Unfortunately, it's actually quite a lot smaller than that. I can say this now, having traveled everywhere in the land.
The land, but not the world.
Yeah?
Precept 47. Make your own weapon. Only you know exactly what is needed in your weapon. I myself fashioned lavender from shellwood at a young age. It has never failed me, nor I yet. Oh, it's made of wood.
Yeah, it's made of wood.
Oh, that's why.
That's why it never cuts anything.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
What was that? Like, lavender!
I don't know, I was just trying to do something weird.
I liked it, honestly. Lavender! There you go. Precept 48. Be careful with fire. Fire is a type of hot spirit that dances about recklessly. It can warm you and provide light, but it will also singe your shell if it gets too close. I mean, yes. Absolutely.
Precept 49. Statues are meaningless. Do not honor them. No one has ever made a statue of you or I, so why should we pay them any attention?
Zote, have you seen what's in this girl's basement?
49A. If there is a statue of me, this doesn't count anymore.
Precept 50. Don't linger on mysteries. Some things in this world appear to us as puzzles or enigmas. If the meaning behind something is not immediately evident, though, do not waste any time thinking about it. Just move on. This guy would be terrible at puzzles. How did he survive all this time? This guy deserves a Darwin Award.
Oh my god, there's more than 50 of them? How many
there's
are
like
there?
57.
God. Precept 51. Nothing is harmless. Given the chance, everything in this world will hurt you. Friends, foes, monsters, uneven paths. Be suspicious of them all.
You've gotten lost, Zote. We know this. Precept 52. Beware the jealousy of fathers. Fathers believe that because they created us, we must serve them and never exceed their capabilities. If you wish to forge your own path, you must vanquish your father, or simply abandon him. Or strive to be better? That's a thing?
Don't be a dick.
Yeah, seriously.
Precept 53. Do not steal the desires of others. Every creature keeps their desires locked up inside of themselves. If you catch a glimpse of another's desires, resist the urge to claim them as their own. It will not lead you to happiness.
I actually like that one. I can agree with that one, actually. Precept 54. If you lock something away, keep the key. Nothing should be locked away forever, so hold on to your keys. You will eventually return and unlock everything you hid away. Okay, yeah, that's a decent one.
Precept 55. Bow to no one. There are those in this world who would impose their will on others. They claim ownership of your food, your land, your body, and even your thoughts. They have done nothing to earn these things. Never bow to them, and make sure to disobey their commands.
That's kind of contradictory to one of your other precepts, though.
Yeah.
Precept 56. Do not dream. Dreams are dangerous things. Strange ideas, not your own, can worm their way into your mind. But if you resist those ideas, sickness will rack your body. Best not to dream at all. Like me. You dream of being like something. You have thoughts, Zote.
Precept 57. Obey all precepts.
I don't know what I'm doing with this one.
Go for it. Go for it.
Most importantly,
This one also hurts.
you must commit all these precepts to memory and obey them all unfailingly, including this one. Have you listened to everything I've said? Let's start again and repeat the 57 precepts of ZOTE.
That's my Nixon voice.
Oh my god, and he just repeats himself. Oh god,
How many times
Greta,
did you
I'm
listen to this?
so sorry. That was all 57 precepts of ZOTE. Oh god. Well, that was a thing. You okay?
Yeah. My voice hurts a bit now.
Yeah, me too, honestly. Let's go ahead and end this off with something here real quick. So, I got an update that Great Prince, yada yada. Yeah, that was, we've already read this one. Supposedly there's more versions of ZOTE, or Great Prince ZOTE. So, I'm gonna go ahead and check them out. I need some action after that one, dude. I don't know about you.
Alright.